What up, PTP subscribers? In this video, we're gonna break down how I flipped another sample and slumped another beat. Check it out. When you're flipping samples from other video sources and audio sources, first thing you want to do is think about how you want to flip it. Think about how you want to approach it. What do you want it to sound like at the end? Now, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to sound like that, but at least you have a ballpark area of your tonality and the vibe of the beat. So here I got this Jennifer Lewis sample, and I'm gonna play each one for you. What I did was I sampled multiple sources so that I could chop it up the way I needed to chop it up, because I had a very good idea of what I was gonna do with the actual video. So this is what we got. I'll take off all the effects. So listen.
Ow. These fools told me to rap for my book. So I tap, tap, tap for my book. Red lips for my book. Titties and hips for my book.
Now, so for those of you guys who don't know, Jennifer Lewis released a book called The Black Mother of Hollywood. Very good book. You should go check it out. Go buy it and read it. It's a very good read. She put out a few videos on her Instagram about promoting her book. And this clip is from one of them where she rapped to a beat in the background. I don't know who did the beat. It was pretty cool. And then there was another, and she did this thing where she was going around different places doing that rap to everywhere she went. She would do that same rap. The rap became very popular. So I took the compilation video from her rap where she went everywhere and did that, and then I took the original video that she posted about her book, and I put the two together, and so it ended up sounding like this.
These fools told me to rap for my book. So I tap, tap, tap for my book. Hey! Red lips for my book. Titties and hips for my book.
All right, so I took that and did that. Now, first thing you do when you're trying to flip a sample and you want to put your stuff over top of it, and we should all know this. If you don't know this, now you will know, is a high pass filter. And what a high pass filter is, it only allows signal from a certain frequency up. Low pass is signal from a certain frequency down. Okay, so this is a high pass filter, and I have it set at exactly 288 hertz. That's where the signal starts. All right, let me let you hear the difference. The original sample, I actually did this super dip in the 470 hertz range to take out the frequency from that beat. I needed that beat, as much of that beat out of there as possible, to make room for what I was getting ready to do. Okay, so this is how it sounds with all the high passes and stuff.
These fools told me to rap for my book. So I tap, tap, tap for my book. Red lips for my book. Titties and hips for my book.
What I did was I added some compression to all of these as far as the samples were concerned. You know, some Waves X hum in there to get some of that hum out from her background of the sample. Waves X hum, all of this wave stuff, you need to get it. The X hum, the X noise. If you're flipping samples from other video sources and audio sources where people use their phone to record, or you know, there's a room reverb and background and stuff, X hum, X noise, all of that stuff, that's stuff you want. Okay, so that you can dial that out. All right, I put some compression on there. just compression to bring out the nuances, and then since she's rapping, I put a groove delay on her voice. The Personas groove delay is the dopest groove delay ever to me, because it's easy to use and it's easy to just set it right to how you want it to sound, and it just does it. All right, check it out. All right, so if you're using your headphones or some good studio monitors, you can hear that. All right, so I wanted this record scratch thing when they do this. I hit the high note for the book. Okay, for those of you who've seen the video, what I did was I broke it up and put these record scratch effects in there so that it would sound like that I was re-triggering the sample with some type of record scratch effects. And I also put this this Ultimate Effects lift sound effect in there. Don't ever underestimate sound effects. Sound effects are what add dynamics and excitement to your beat, and to your music. Sound effects, hits and rises and all sorts of stuff like that there. Don't be afraid to experiment with that. If your beat is supposed to climb from a low dynamic to a high dynamic to this upper echelon of bangness, put a sound effect in there to raise people's heart rates. You know, put a sound effect in there to lower people's heart rates, to calm them down. That way they're experiencing the movement of your music with you. Okay, just a nugget. So I chopped it up and it sounds like this. Check it out. All right, let me zoom in so you can see. These are scratch effects. All right, and I put them in between each sample so that it would sound like I was scratching in and scratching out and re-triggering the sample. All right, I'll play it by itself so you can hear it. All right, as it plays through, I just let the groove in the song kind of write itself.
Now you woke for my book. For my book.
You bitches better run for her book.
I got a plate and a pig, 'cause my book gon' be big. My book gon' be big. My book is gon' be big. My book gon' be big. My book is gon' be big. My book gon' be big.
Okay, so I basically vibed out on that. So let's get into these drums. And again, if y'all want these drums, hit me up. I'm gonna send it to you. Or if you want the drum sample, should I say, hit me up. What I did was I used this Easy Drummer. There's a hip hop kit on the Easy Drummer. I have the hip hop expansion. There's a kit called Neptunus, and it's absolutely amazing because there's some effect in here. It's called vinyl, and it's that vinyl, the pops and the clicks and all of that happen when you're spinning vinyl is in here, and it adds such a notorious element. If you look over here in my master fader, or even on the even here on the Easy Drummer fader, you can see that. You can see that it's doing the little clicks and pops and stuff. But let me play the beat. Man, it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, I'm playing the hi-hat from the same preset. And so this is what the kick, snare, and the hi-hat sound like. Yes, it's absolutely, man. I love that. This joint it's dry, but it's there. You know what I mean? And it rides. Now, let me show you guys what I did to make this beat ride like this. So this sound here, that's one snare, or a rim shot, and then this sound here is another. So my kick and my snare are 100% quantized. At least the main ones on the one. If you can see this grid right here, these are quantized right on the money. Okay, same thing with these. But this pickup note and these clap notes here are not quantized. Here's the easiest way to slump that when it comes down to this. Okay, if you're not a drummer or you don't know to play it like that, I actually played the kick in the way it is myself. I played it myself, but here's the easiest way, and I've said this before in other videos. You play the beat completely quantized, then you take the pickup notes and like pieces of the snare and the hi-hat and all that, and you nudge it backwards or forwards, and it gives you a totally different feel. It gives you that slump feel or that rushed beat or the drag beat, and there's where you get this. Same thing with the hats. And with the hats, I just played them straight out. I drug them like that. I played the hats like that. Okay. Now I have this BT Express sample along with this beat. And it's giving it that hump. And all I did, here's how it sounded originally. Let me solo it. That's how it sounded. All right. Big old kick drum sample. All I did was do a low pass. Never underestimate high pass, low pass. And you can add and subtract elements that way that will make your beat do what it's supposed to do. Okay. See? Now we got the thunder. Now to take the delay out of it, I used the Native Instruments Transient Master and took that all the way down. Okay. So that it would lock up with this beat here. Now I got this thing in here called the sub snare. And what the sub snare is, it's very subtle, but it's a 808 that I have in Native Instruments Impactor. It's an 808, but it's only on the snare hits. So you get this nice, fat, bassy, humpy snare along with the beat. And it makes it hump so much. Try putting a very short 808 under your snare drum, and I'm telling you, it's gonna blow your mind. See, now you got this drive and this, you got that hump. It's gonna make your beat. For my bass, I use Bassalicious from gospelmusicians.com. The first version. Let me add this in with the drums, and we're gonna keep going. This preset, I made this myself. All right, you can actually, in Bassalicious, you can actually go into the waveforms. It's so easy. Go into the waveforms, change your waveforms, detune them, change the filter to your liking. I mean, you can dial in your sound extremely right away, like super right away.